In this video, I'm going to break down all about the Wappalyzer. Wappalyzer is a tool that is used by the expert for reconnaissance purpose, finding out the technologies, all of the technology that is being used in the websites, right? So what I'm going to be covering in this video, first of all, I will be covering what is Wappalyzer, then I will explain the what is technology stack mean, and then how we can find out the real vulnerability using the Wappalyzer, what are the different way we can use that tool specifically. And if you don't know, this is the part of passive reconnaissance. Previously I have made a lot of video on passive reconnaissance in the context of website, because this is a mini series on passive reconnaissance. So if you have not watched the previous video, I recommend checking them out first. And without any further delay, now let's get started. So let's talk about the Wappalyzer. But before we understand the Wappalyzer, we need to understand something like a basic. So Wappalyzer basically find out the technology stack. So we need to understand what is technology in the context of website, because this is the passive reconnaissance about the website. So we need to understand the technology and the website context, right? So every website you visit is built with different tools, different software and framework on the, and these are basic actually called the technologies. For example, you want to create a home. A home is made of wood, for example, a concrete, steel, windows and doors. When you combine all of these material, it creates something we call home, right? Now if I tell you the same thing, but for the website, in the website, what we do is we have programming language like Python, PHP, like the language which the website logic will be written in. Okay, and then we have the web framework. We have a lot of them right here. So it depends on you. It depends on the usage. Whatever suit the best for you, you use the web framework. Then we have the database where you store the data, right? So again, we have different databases, MySQL, PostgreSQL, and the MongoDB, etc. We have the web server, Apache, and Nginx, or whatever there is, and caching system, content delivery network as well. So each of these things are called technology, right? These are the things that when we combine together, we create a website out of that. So the collection of of all of this technology is called the technology stack. Stack is something like a combination of something. Now, technology stack, these are the technology stacks. So this is why we call it, or in short, we call it tech stack, right? Tech mean technology. It's simple, not that hard. Now let's talk about why finding out the technology stack for a website matters. Like why do we even care about that? So the first reason is understanding performance. Different technologies have different capabilities. For example, PHP is slower for processing. MySQL, this is older kind of database, and Apache server, Apache web server, it's an old web server, right? Uh, when you use this technology, the website performance overall will be slower, and it won't be the best, right? Now, the another website, let's say this is website B, this was website A. So website B uses Python. This is faster for processing. Another is the for database, they use the PostgreSQL, and then they use this web server. So overall, when you use this, the web performance will be much better than the website. And so by knowing these technology, you understand which one will be the faster, or which one will be not, which one website the performance will be better, right? So this is the first reason. The second reason we have is the identifying known issue. So what this means is every technology has known bugs and vulnerability. For example, there is a technology and it is like older, and that older technology might have some bugs, some vulnerability, which uh, a hacker can, a attacker and attacker can find out that yeah, this website is using all technology, and these are the specific vulnerability in that technology. So I can exploit that. I can find out exploit for that and do the exploitation and get the access to that, right, to their internal system. If you know a website uses WordPress, for example, WordPress, this specific version, this is a content management system. So we now get the specific version of the website. Now what we do is we will just go to the Google or Google database, hacking database, and search for the WordPress the technology and then the specific version, and then we will type the vulnerability with it, and we will see if any vulnerability exists for that specific version or not. If it exists, if we likely find out the vulnerability, we can know a bit more about it, like what is that vulnerability, how does it work, and we can then use that to attack that, right? So by knowing the technology and version, you know what vulnerability exists for that specific technology. And another reason is about different technologies support different features. This is third reason. The first two are really important. Okay, the fourth one is for attacker security researcher. This is the same thing I just told you in the example. This example, we find out the WordPress version, we then look for the vulnerability. If we find out, we can then use it to plan the attack, right? So we understand what is technology, the technology stack, and then we understand why we actually need to find out these, what will happen if we learn about these technology stack. So we talk about the reason. Now it's time to think about how do we actually find out those technologies. So there is a lot of method, like for example, some manual method, loading the file extension. I'm just naming these because it is time consuming and we actually don't use these. We have more better option than this, just telling the names. So if you are interested in that, you can just search by your own and study about that. So first method we have is these looking at the file extension. You can search and ask from AI what this means. Another one is checking the HTTP headers. Okay, so this is the second method. The third one is reading the HTML source code. Like for example, this is the page. I right click on this, and you will then look. Okay, these are the technology that it might be using, right? Another is loading at JavaScript file. Website load JavaScript file. The file name sometimes reveal technology, sometimes it mentions. So this is another method. Another is checking the cookies. This also, I guess, by reading cookie, you can identify the language used to write the website logic. Another is the looking at CSS file. It can also tell us. Another is the error, analyzing error messages, and a lot more. So the best of the best option out of these is we have something called Wappalyzer, and in the start of the video told you that Wappalyzer is something that finds out the technology stack. So the above method I just told you the names of, these are the manual method and this takes so much time, and this Wappalyzer exactly solve this problem to automate all of these stuff so that we can avoid the manual thing, and just it will get automated and it will be time not time consuming, right? So the Wappalyzer is a tool that automatically detects technology used to build the website. Instead of manually checking things, Wappalyzer just go to the website that we are interested in, and actually the manual method I explained, these are all automated, and all of the combination of these automated method is just what Wappalyzer is, what we have today, right? So we will be using the Wappalyzer in this video, not those manual method. Okay, it's time to talk about how to use the Wappalyzer. So again, for the Wappalyzer specifically, we have three different ways. One is to use it through the CMD, another is to use it through the website. It has its own website as well, and another one is to download the extension, browser extension of the Wappalyzer. So to download, to get the Wappalyzer extension, you just have to go to Google and type Wappalyzer extension download, and the first click and then download, and it will be showing over here. Okay, so in this video we'll be using the browser extension. So this is what I told you, and once it is installed, what how we can use is that whatever website you are interested in to find out what like what technology they might have used, you just go to their website. You will have the extension. You will just click on that and it will automatically find out those technology. For example, you can see right here, over here I have the chat gpt open, and this is I want to know what technology might have used in this. So this is the extension that I was talking about, the Wappalyzer. Okay, so I will just click on it and it just automatically find me out that yeah, these are the technology that is being used in this website. So this is for analytic purpose. For payment processor, it uses that deals with the payment stuff. It uses Stripe. For JavaScript library, like pre-made stuff. It uses this one, JavaScript framework. These for security, it use whatever there is. For UI framework, it uses this. And for content delivery, CDN, it uses the Cloudflare. And also the LinkedIn ads, it is connected to that some kind of, right? So when you see something like the technology and with the version with it, you have find out the version. You can then go to Google and check if vulnerability exists for that or no. Like for example, we have this technology, whatever technology this is, or this one, right, or this one, and then we have the version specifically for that as well. So you will have to go to Google, search for that and look if any vulnerability exists for that or no. If you find out, it is good to go. If you don't, then you have to check other method as well. The second method we have is the web version. So this is the URL. You will just click on here and you will be land over here. You can just enter the domain, the website you are trying to figure out the technology stack of, and it will just tell you that yeah, okay, these are the stuff it is used. This is for the command line for automation. We actually use okay, we have a separate tool for that, the Wappalyzer. So we will you install the Wappalyzer tool. You can just ask AI how I can download the Wappalyzer tool for Linux or for Windows or whatever you are interested in or might be using. So you once you download it, you will then just type the name of the tool, which is called Wappalyzer, and then specify the website. Now for that, for this, for command line for this tool, you can search single website as well and multiple website as well. So this is single website, these are multiple website, this is one website, this is another, this is an, and you can also filter specify what kind of format you want the result in. Like for example, I want the result in JSON format. So I will just use the tool and then specify the website and then the format, dash format and JSON. So it will give me the result back in JSON format. If I want in CSV, it will just give me that for spreadsheet, right? So for example, we have this website. Whatever that website is, just the overview of this. So you have a website example shop.com, and you want to figure out what technology stack it is using. You just go to that website. Either you use the website extension, the browser extension of the Wappalyzer, or you use the website. You enter the website, the one you are targeting in this example, this website, and you figure out it is using the CMS as WooCommerce and WordPress and programming language as PHP, like, or let me show you this. So these are all of the technology stack that that above website is using. So we got, assuming we got also the version. Now what we will do is, how will we know if this is vulnerable, if any of this is vulnerable or no, and like how, what that vulnerability is about. So we will get these. Once we get all of these, we can just to automate these stuff, instead of manually checking, going to Google and searching for vulnerability, we can just give it to the AI, any AI, chat GPT, Claude or Grok or anything you like, and tell him to like these are the technology stack and these are the specific version of it, and I want you to use Google search function, Google search tool, and search for each of the technology stack, for each of the for each of the technology with that specific version, go to Google, search one by one and see if it is vulnerable or not. If it is vulnerable, tell me, explain to me what kind of vulnerability it is, and like what will it do for each of the technology one by one, and then it will just do its stuff, do its function, and it will then give you the result back and tell you, okay, yeah, these are the thing, these are the specific technology with this version, and these are its vulnerability, and how you can also use that vulnerability to exploit them, right? So this is how overall it works. If you have any question in any of this, let me know, and I will explain to you like what does it mean. And if you love this video, consider liking this video as well and subscribing the channel as well, and I will see you in the next video. Like we will learn another topic about the passive reconnaissance. Okay, see you soon in the next video.